To help us decide what to do for Lent, let's take a look at what Lent is in its essence. The 40 days of Lent come from our imitation of Jesus' 40 days of fasting and prayer in the desert before his ministry. There's no distractions in the desert, and that forces one to focus on the bare essentials, what really matters, not only physically, but spiritually, focusing on God alone.
Resolutions are the backbone of our spiritual life because they commit us to growth. In the spiritual life, you're either moving forwards or backwards. There's no such thing as standing still.
When we think of the question of penance, often the thought is, what should I give up? What do I need to suffer as far as sacrifice? Penance is not always a giving up. Sometimes it's adding. It's what am I missing in my spiritual life? What is not going well in my relationship with God that I can add during this time to better prepare myself to live these days and prepare myself beyond this season?
I'd say there are 3 keys to a good Lenten mortification. First, it gives a little pinch so that we would miss whatever it is that we're giving up. Last year, for instance, I thought I'd try to give up coffee, which for me was a terrible idea. Not having caffeine for me was a lot more than a little pinch.
So I encourage you to start by cutting out some of the unnecessary noisiness and distractions in life, to quiet your heart and be present to God in your surroundings.
Second, it should be a penance for you and not for others.
One of the things I like to remind people of as they're deciding what to do or stop from doing during this season is that the penance you choose should not make you a penance for others. The point of penance is to open space in our hearts and in our lives where God can better enter in and we can strengthen the relationship we have with Him.
Now, it turned out that I was miserable without my coffee, and I'm told that rubbed off on the people I was around. Third, your penance should be something that you were able to sustain throughout the entirety of Lent. Now, it turned out going coffee-free wasn't something I could keep up through all of Lent.
God wants us to seek Him. So when deciding how to pray, fast, and give alms this Lent, it's best to do it how God wants, which means listening to His voice.